Just woken up. Yeah, it's our first morning here at Mashatu. It was nice. It's been like at home. The vervet monkeys were in the trees above my tent, so it was just like being at home, waking up to the sounds of monkeys making a lot of racket. Got in yesterday afternoon and got to meet Andre, the lead researcher, and has been running the program here for about 5 years, looking at the carnivore populations, primarily the lion and leopard populations here at Mashatu, collaring and locating the animals and seeing what the animal movements is like, which is very important. That's what we're primarily here for. So the male lion that we're looking for, he's the head of the pride here?
He's the main maki, yeah. He's about between 9 and 10 years of age, so he's in his prime, and he is the only dominant male we've got left for now. This is the satellite collar we're going to use for Matswane, the male lion. This particular collar is a satellite one, so regardless of where the cat goes, we'll be able to monitor his movements. Essentially, with this particular one here, it's got a satellite component on top and your normal battery unit and the VHF component. VHF stands for very high frequency. It's the way we track them on the ground. Until now, we've been using the cell phone-based ones, and the cell phone coverage in this area is very patchily distributed. So when animals do move outside, you can't monitor them. So this, again, it forms a sense of security for the cat in that the word spread out in the general area around us that, there are animals being collared and monitored from a research point of view. So if people do see an animal with a collar, they'll definitely think twice before they want to just shoot it and,
Should we go do it?
Let's do it. Cool.
Should get a pretty good signal from up here.
I would say he's about less than a kilometre from here. He's in here, yeah.
Just checked on the telemetry gear, and we've got a signal. He's a little bit further away than we thought, but we did get him. Over the last 10 years, in my travels across to Africa, I've been involved in various big cat projects with lions and leopards, but I've never had the opportunity to be involved with the collaring of a large, dominant male like we have today. So from a personal level, I'm very, very excited. There he is, mate. Good thing we found him, though he is with the rest of the pride. You can see his blue eye.
That's right, that's from fighting. There were different lionesses from a different area that came into this area with the central pride, and there was a bit of a scuffle going on, and he got in between. And the next morning when we found him, he had this, he had this cut through the cornea of his eye. He's completely blind in that eye.
I'd try and park the vehicle between the male and the rest of the pride. Just gives us a little bit more of a buffer. But he's just started to go down. Going to use the other vehicle to come in and try and push the rest of the pride away so we can concentrate on the male.
Okay, there we go. Maybe one more.
All right.
I think we need one more at the back. What's wrong? Maybe. Okay. Almost.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, up.
That's it.
The whole reason we came across to Mashatu was obviously to collar this male. The collaring is really important, and it's not just, obviously, it gets his movements. We can track his movements, but why do we have to track his movements? Why is that information important? The poor fella, he's probably getting to the end of his reign as the king of Mashatu. Over the next couple of years, we'll probably find a new coalition of younger males will move in and push him out. So that's why it's important to get that last chapter of his life over the next couple of years. The idea when we've got one of these cats knocked out, you want to get as much information as you can in the shortest period of time. So getting some DNA samples and monitoring the heartbeat, all those type of things, any information you get is great.
Oh, it doesn't sound too bad, actually.
Does it? Awesome.
Whilst this was all going on, we turned around, trying to keep an eye on the lions, but at the same time got a flat tyre, so if we wanted to make a quick escape, it wouldn't have been possible anyway.
Just roll him over. That's it.
You take into account you are in the middle of Botswana, and you do have a pride of lions, probably 20 metres behind you in the grass, and you're working on a 200-kilo male lion, so you're taking all those factors into the equation, and it was a very, very, very good result. Just make out the reversal.
Yeah.
How long does this take, Eric?
Anything between 2 and 10 minutes. Well, sometimes at the last time it took about 18 minutes.
We're just waiting for him to wake up. We've been waiting about 25 minutes now, and so he's a bit of ear twitching, but he hasn't actually fully woken up yet, so we're going to hang around until we make sure he's okay and he's up on his feet. He seems all right, mate?
No, he does. A little bit groggy still as he got up, but he'll walk it off and he's up and awake now. He's focusing and he's going.
Good work.
Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, man. Okay.
The big boy, the big lion, he's got that collar on him now for the next 2 years. And Andre, while I was there, showed us how we can track the movement of him via his collar. And that's something that anybody will be able to do by simply logging on to the Nat Geo Wild website, natgeotv.com.au, and you can log in and watch and go, that's where that male lion is at this moment, in Botswana, in Mashatu. It's nice to get in at this level, and we can see, as we've been talking about, over the next 2 years, we'll watch how this male lion's life will change from being the king, having Mashatu to himself, to probably over the next 2 years declining and eventually passing on. Yeah, he might be a little bit scarred up and he might have the blue eye, though I think he's had a pretty good life, and if you could ask him, he'd have a pretty good story to tell.